Hello, hi, welcome. I am Astrid, I am Wattle and Wool, and welcome to probably the last episode that I record in Australia before I head off for my amazing travels. So before I start, I would love to acknowledge the Indigenous people on the land on which I stand, the Whadjuk Noongar people, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Let's talk about my finished object because this is the thing that I've got on and it's amazing. I have finished my Cloudbow dress. So I have an underdress underneath. I finished it, there we go. I finished it with just a little bit of the pink. I actually thought I'd run out and then I found another little ball. So felt kind of stupid for that, but that's okay. So this is really warm. It's Suri silk. This is Rosella. And this side here is me as a bird, which is really interesting because if you have a look at it, let me just show you again. Ooh, I don't know if you can see. I think you can. You can see that this bit here is like a really strong stripe, like it's a really strong color. Whereas this bit here and then the sleeves, a lot more neutral, a lot more pastel. And I just found the color, changes of hand-dyed yarn super interesting. So this is by Chloe of Wool and Works and I absolutely love it. I am just going to go and quickly take this off now because it is so warm. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, now I'm in something so much more comfortable and I've got the air conditioner on. So if you hear some noise, I'm so sorry, but I was sweating. So this dress, it is stunning. I'm so excited by it. I wove in all the ends today and it is ready to be worn. I will be bringing this dress to Melbourne where I am going to be meeting and maybe staying with Chloe of Wool and Works, and she has been potentially planning a meet and greet or like a knit catch-up thing. I say meet and greet like I'm famous. No. Like somewhere where we can all meet and hang out. So I will absolutely be wearing this. I also think it's probably better suited for Melbourne than for Perth because it is quite warm in Perth. But for Melbourne, this is going to be just perfect. It's so soft. Oh my goodness, it is so soft. Okay, so what I'm knitting on at the moment is not very much because that was the main focus. And I finished off the blanket for my mum, which is on her bed at the moment, but I don't want to disturb it. I think my cat might be sleeping on it too. So let me show you the works in progress, which there's not too much. And I don't know what to do. Whoops, where are you going? There we go. So I have the start of a beanie, which is mid-row, classic, and I don't really have very much. This is using, I can't even remember. Really nice wool. Yeah, really nice stuff that I totally cannot remember. It's a nice brand. I can't remember it. I will try and remember, but I probably won't. But I am, ooh, I have really messed up this too. That's a bit sad. Oh well, I am partway through the brim. This is going to be a beanie for my best friend and I'm going to knit one for her baby as well. These are trousers for her baby. And if I hold them up nice and close, I wonder if you can see the issue. And I don't know how big of an issue this is. I don't have kids. So it's not like I can shove a kid inside this and be like, hey, try this on, practice. Which will be fun, but I can't. I have started doing the decreases on the outside of the leg. Now I know babies are chubby, but I'm wondering how much of an issue this really is. I'm even wondering if I just go and deal with the decreases down to this point and then start doing the decreases from inside now. So it's kind of like this stays straight now and then this goes inside and then just match it on this side. I might even just do that because honestly, I cannot be bothered undoing all of this. It doesn't look like that much work, but it feels like a lot of work. Yeah, I reckon that's just what I'm gonna do. Sorry if the baby doesn't fit, but she'll be right, I'm sure. He'll be right, I'm sure. So these are kind of all I'm really working on at the moment because I did very freshly just finish my dress. However, I have been packing. Now, this is so hard. Oh my God. This is so difficult to do because I am trying to pack up everything in my room. When I moved, excuse me, when I moved from my house to my house, back home with my mum, I managed to condense pretty much everything and move it into one room. However, I'm a very sentimental hoarder. So if something has meaning to me, I will keep it. If something is important to me, I will struggle to get rid of it. And so I've been critically going through everything with a fine-tooth comb, going, am I really using this? Do I really need it? Yes or no? Some things I am gifting to people, going, and as with the last few episodes, you've seen me gift a lot of things because I want them. I really want them, but I know I'm not going to use them. So I'd rather give them to someone who will use them and will appreciate them immediately more than I can. That makes me feel really good about giving it up. Whereas if I just gifted it to a op shop, I would really struggle with that because it just feels like I'm putting it out into the unknown, and I don't like that so much. So there is still a few things. I've got 2 or 3 I think 3 big boxes of yarn that I refuse to give up, and that is really, really, really precious to me. And so that is staying with a lot of lavender sachets in my shed, and I will come back for those in a few years. I am planning on coming back to Australia. That is a big plan of mine. So I mean, look, I haven't gone yet, so I don't know if I'll find something better over there, and I'm really interested to see how much me and how much this changes my views on life. But yeah, I guess we'll see. So at the moment, at the present, I'm thinking about coming back, but we will see what happens. So knowing that I have some yarn that is super, super fluffy, bulky, big, that is really good for a jumper in not Australian weather. So let me show you. I have like a whole box of these. This is the Ordine Wools by Knit Crate Bloom before Knit Crate closed down. And this is 80% alpacable, 10% silk, 10% camel in a DK weight. However, it's a chainette yarn. Can you see? I move my head. Yeah. So it's like a chainette construction. And it says US, like the needle size would be like a 4mm or a 4.5. I'm, how much? 200, roughly 200 meters for 100 grams. And I have like a whole box of these, and I've got some in the red color as well. I have plans for a cardigan with these. I decided on it last night, and to do a colorwork motif down the back of it. I'm saying a lot, I'm so sorry. This is something that I would never, never, never do in Australia, but I'm definitely going to do in Europe. However, as you are about to see, my suitcase is fairly full. So I'm not going to bring these over with me. Instead, I'm actually going to ship them over to myself in Latvia. I have these 4 as well. These are Woolfolk Far, and again, these ones are in a chainette construction. These are 130 meters over 50 grams. So again, DK weight, and again, a 4mm, 5mm. These ones, I've been thinking about doing like a really cozy scarf or a cowl or something with these ones for a while. And I think when I'm in Europe, I'm going to be a lot more inspired to make something than I would be in Australia. Yeah, so I'm again going to ship these over to myself, just so that I've got a bit more. The last 2 are something that you wouldn't expect me to bring to Europe. That would probably look like they should stay in Australia. And I haven't closed up the package yet because of that thought. I don't know if they're going to come with me. But they are 2 silks. They are shiny mulberry silk, hand spun in India. And I bought these. They are 100 grams and so 200 grams between the 2 of them. I bought these at one of the craft shows, and they are just beautiful. It being silk and it being undyed as well, I really like the color next to my skin. I really like the loft and the drape of the yarn. I think these are going to make really beautiful summer tops, either both or just like 2 tops or just 1 top. There is a couple of crops that I've been stalking. There's one with a really unique construction I've been looking at. I don't know if I'm going to make them, but I kind of want to bring them along just in case because I think they're beautiful. And if I don't use them, I don't use them. But I want to use them. Very desperately really want to use them. So I would like to bring them along just in case. So that is what I'm going to send early to myself. Now for everything I'm going to bring with me. And they're all in random bags. And I'm going to have to sort this out and pack it properly. Lord help me. So, no, you're not coming with me. You're just a random bag. Here we go. First up, I have, these are the balls of yarn that were gifted to me for my birthday from my beautiful friend Sarah. She gave me this bag and the yarn from a yarn store in Paris, and the promise was that I would make a strappy cardigan for when I go to Paris. Obviously, I'm not yet in Paris, but I need to get started on it because I'm planning on going fairly soon. So this is going to be a cardigan that I have to knit up fairly quickly. But I'm really excited about it. I'm really inspired by Andrea Mowry's Audrey Renee Knits, the stripy cardigan. I think that's going to be maybe something that I just copy and just blindly knit. I bought these before. These are camel or yak Mongolian yarn from Noose Concept, and they are in these 3 colors, and I just adore them. I think they are so stunning, but I didn't have enough, so I went out and I bought some more, and I have 4 more of the oatmeal-y color. So now I have enough for a beautiful neutral colorwork yoke sweater. Wow, English. We're not staying with me today. So these are going to come with me, and I'm super excited for them. I do want to make a colorwork sweater out of them. I want it to be super warm. It's because it is yak and camel, it's going to be very warm anyway. I have a lot of faith in this, a lot of trust, and maybe I should even ship these over. Maybe I'll put them in the shipping side because I won't need them by the time I get there, but when I get there, I'll want them. This is one of the most precious skeins of yarn that I have. So this is Buston Silk Kid in the colorway Frost. It is hand dyed by refugee women in Norway by Garnsør, and it was gifted to me by my beautiful friend Hannah, who is Norwegian. This is 69% silk, 22% mohair, 9% polyamide, 350 meters over 100 grams, and it's going to make the perfect hat. I'm actually thinking of making something similar to the muscle borrower, where I just kind of knit top down and then I just do the ribbing and I make it as much ribbing as possible, and it can fold over a couple of times because the silk is going to really wrap in the heat, and it's just going to be exceptional. So this, I love how it looks against my face. I just think it is so beautiful. I love the blues, the greens, the creams, the browns, the oranges. It is stunning. I would love to be able to have this done by the time I go and see Hannah as well. So this is definitely a to-do now beanie. And because, yeah, I don't really know where I'll be needing it first, but I do remember that when I was last in Europe, it was summer and I still got cold. So having a beanie is going to be really, really, really good. I think this is going to be one of my travel knits, something that I just bring along with me and work on no matter what. So I'm probably gonna start scanning this up fairly soon. This project is something that's been in the plans for a while. I've talked about the plan for it a couple of times. This is Settle Petal in the Suri Silk and the Fingering Merino by Three Cats Yarn, which was dyed for Collective Colorways, or Colorways Collective, and I need to get onto it. It is a cardigan, a wedding cardigan for one of my best friends in the entire world. I'm so excited that she's getting married again, and she has said that she basically won't let the wedding happen without me being there, which is such an honor, and I cannot wait. So I need to make this cardigan for her and just send it to her and make her know that it's an absolute wrap of love from me. So she's always cold, which means it doesn't matter if I finish this today or in 6 months, because she will always need it around the year with our weather, which confuses me, but she's always cold. So this is going to be something that I do fairly quickly for her. So I've got 2 cardigans and 1 beanie so far, plus 2 cardigans and a scarf and blah, 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 blah. This is the eucalyptus colorway. This is the fingering slub, which is 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon, 100 grams, 400 meters. And this is the lace in 72% mohair, 28% silk, 50 grams, 420 meters. Again, in the colorway eucalyptus. I'm actually going to hold these double and do a side-to-side construction top with these. I'm really excited about it. I've had this on my mind for a while. I have some ideas about it. I've also asked Chloe to dye me up some of this, but with some pink speckles, like the pink flowers of eucalyptus. And this is going to be a summer top that I want to get working on. I'm gonna hold these here just to remind myself of the next thing to talk about after that, but these are coming with me for sure. In this bag is my MCAL that has totally halted. It hasn't really gotten anywhere. It's just been sitting for a while. It is stunning and beautiful, and I will absolutely be working on it. I'm thinking this might even become plain knitting, because it's something that I can really enjoy and just get into the groove of and not feel too pressured. And so yeah, this is probably going to be something really simple, really easy, but something that I do definitely want to work on. But I'm not really rushing it. I'm kind of happy to take this as it comes. Oh, I love feeling it. It is so delicious. And I love the colors. I got told they're very me, which I love. Oh, I can't say love enough times. Like, love, love, love. In my big Hohi bag, I have a design that I started working on and then promptly put down because everything else started coming up. I can't even show you it. It's basically going to be a twisted stitch scarf. It is beautiful. It is very labor intensive and very hand intensive. These are on 4mm needles, so it's quite thin. These are using all of my loop minis that I got for about 6 or 7 months. And I just love them all. They are so beautiful, and I've made it into this beautiful fade. But yeah, I need to actually get started, like, well, not get started, I need to continue working on this. If I showed it to you, you'd love it, but it's nothing enough to show you, so I won't. Just wait. This is also going to be in contradiction of what I'm going to talk to you about in a minute, so we'll get there. The final 2 things to show you that I'm going to be bringing with me, one is a sweater that I designed, knit, hated, gave away, and am now redesigning. So this is the Jurmala sweater. Jurmala is the beach in Latvia, and it is such a sad excuse for a beach. I'm so sorry to all Latvians, but it really is. After being in Western Australia, which has probably the best beaches in the entire world, I mean, I'm biased a little bit, but I do think that, to see like sad waves kind of with no tide, like kind of trying to lap and not really lapping at the shoreline, it wasn't great. But it definitely inspired me with a really slow, lazy cable to come down the front. This is in the Fairy Bread colorway that I knit the Bomber.com jacket out of. And this is the Tickled Pink, that was my accent color. And this is going to be from Wool and Works. Sorry, this is the colorways dyed up by Wool and Works. And I would love to be able to bring this with me. It is really beautiful. It honestly, it's a really cozy, warm, wear leggings and read a book in the window kind of jumper. It's not meant to be going out. It's not meant to be beautiful, although it is, but it's not meant to be like, you know, dress up. It's meant to be that just real cozy element. So I have got enough skeins to hopefully finish this, and I love it. I can't wait for it to be done. Also, I love this pop of pink in the middle there, or in the color. I just find that so exciting. And lastly, this is from Ash and Eve Designs. These are some skeins that I requested actually, were custom dyed and sent to me, and I'm so excited to get started on them. This is going to be a beautiful shawl. I talked a lot about my inspiration for this a couple of episodes back last year, and I will again when I start to make this. Right now it's just sitting pretty, but it will absolutely be started very soon because it is stunning. So that's everything. Actually, this could probably go in the box to be sent as well. Look at me, getting smarter. Opening up more luggage. So this is everything that I'm taking with me, and yes. Alright, I feel good about that. That feels like a much better range of things to take with me. Now, what I wanted to talk about is kind of the direction that I would like to go in, and seeing your feedback, seeing what you think. I have been teaching some of my students to knit, and it's been so enjoyable. Oh my goodness, it has just been such a delight to watch these kids pick up stuff and start knitting. One of them commented on my Instagram being like, "Hey miss, are you gonna come bring me some knitting stuff?" Like, and he was super into it. I just love it. I love it. I love it so much. So I have a real thing about teaching kids how to knit. Now, when I'm saying kids, I do mean teenagers. I mean children who have a good grasp of fine motor skills, kids who can work ambidextrously, up to an extent at least. I do not mean like 5-year-olds. I mean more teenagers and up. When I first started knitting, I knit flat like everyone else does, and the only thing I could make was a scarf. It was a bad scarf. I then started to get more confidence, and I started to knit pieces flat. So like a jumper that I then seamed with the worst seams in the entire world. It is actually horrendous. And the problem is that A, there's very little patterns nowadays for flat piece knitting. B, it doesn't teach you how to knit in the round, and I believe personally that knitting in the round is more flexible. You can do more things with it. Everything I use now is with cable needles. So I use interchangeables all the time. I do not use straight needles anymore. And I hate DPNs with a passion that rivals my hatred for banana, the fruit. Like, it should be burnt in a big bin. I don't like them. I personally believe that knitting in the round is the best way to get started. It is continuous. You continue going, and it makes it so much easier. I'm always comfortable casting on for kids, and then I just let them go. They can easily knit. They can also tink back very easily. And because it constantly looks the same, they're not getting stuck in that garter stitch confusion. It's always looking the same, so they can easily find a mistake. I think that's really, really, really important. So I would like to do a couple of videos and maybe make some patterns of beginners in the round knits. Things that are concentrating on 1 or 2 techniques, things that are just for beginners, probably using bulkier yarns, and things that are intended for more young adult teenagers to at least have some interest in. And I wanted to know what you would think about that. If this is something that you would, I guess, support, if this is something that you would like to see. Because I am a teacher, I feel like I'm quite comfortable breaking down certain skills and bringing down to certain levels. I might not be. I might be trash at it. I don't know. Haven't really taught knitting before, but we'll give it a go. But yeah, I wanted to give this a go and see if I can do it. I've got a couple of tutorials in mind. I was thinking about doing this. The thing that I kind of need from you though is, what were the first few patterns that you did in the round using circular needles, or in the round, even DPNs, because I'm going to translate everything to circulars. So first up, what did you do first? What were your first creations? Second, what were your biggest pain points? What were your struggles? What were your bugbears? For example, how the hell do I get started? How do I join in the round nicely? I'm still working on that one. What happens if I drop a stitch? What happens if I mess up? Cool, I'm at the end of the round now. How do I get back? I've put it down. Where did I start and how do I start again? Things like this are really important questions that most beginners don't have any access to. So these are the kinds of things I would love to be able to make videos about. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I'm curious to see how this could go. I will still be making other designs and stuff now that I've got more time. I keep saying now that I've got more time, but I've been on holidays for 2 weeks and I've done nothing except sleep until 12. But now that I do have more time, I've technically got 2 years of holidays. I am looking forward to doing a lot more designing, a lot more planning, a lot more knitting, a lot more just creativity. So I've got big goals, big dreams of where this is gonna go. And I'm so looking forward to having you along with me for the ride. My first destination will be Singapore. I have booked in a fashion shoot, which is super fun. So I booked a fashion shoot with a local photographer and she's gonna basically walk me around Singapore in some hotspots and we're going to just take videos and photos and stuff. So I'm absolutely going to be bringing my knitting because of course, and probably even bring this one, that's what I was thinking of. And yeah, I'll be working on that as we walk around and she can take some cool pictures of it. And then I spend a few nights in Frankfurt in Germany and I don't really have any plans there. There is, however, an alpaca hike. So I found this on Airbnb. You can go onto experiences, not just stays, and you can find these things to do. And they have hiking with alpacas. It's like 3 hours for like 90 bucks and you're walking around with alpacas. And I'm like, yeah, sign me up, sign me up. So excited for this. So I probably will bring maybe I'll start casting on with my noose yarn, with the alpaca yarn, and I will start making a top down in the yoke, top down in the round circular yoke colorwork jumper, and I'll start knitting on it with alpacas because that would just be chef's kiss amazing.